Hello, my name is Sienna Price. I have septo-optic dysplasia, which caused me to be born completely blind, and it caused me to be on the autism spectrum. And I have complex PTSD. So this month, being that it is Autism Awareness / Acceptance Month, like usually every year, I post a video once a week talking about my experiences with things related to autism. Today, we are going to be talking about autism and the photographic memory. So, like I've said before, I can only speak from my experience as an autistic person with these things. I cannot speak for everybody else. But I have a pretty good memory. Honestly, I remember even days when I was still in diapers, believe it or not. I mean, I don't remember the days when I was a newborn, but I remember things from when I was 2.5. So I remember what certain things felt like, what certain songs were. I remember their tunes. I remember certain TV programs. I remember certain places, the names of certain people, and just things like that. So let's talk about that. I think a lot of this comes from the fact that I have a tendency to retain a lot of memories and really hold on to them and think of them in such a deep way that I find it to be beautiful. A lot of people that I know don't really remember a lot of that stuff. And then when I bring it up, especially from my own experience, they always compliment me on how well my memory is. I can tell you what a certain product looked like when I was 2 years old. I can tell you what it felt like, maybe what songs it played. I can't tell you obviously what color it is because I'm blind, but I can tell you what it looked like, what it felt like, how big it was, what the texture was. Maybe if it played music, what songs did it play? Things like that. I can even tell you what I remember a simple cup to look like. I could tell you the texture of the cup when I remember seeing it. And I can tell you the small details of it that a lot of people really don't think about. And it amazes people. And now that I think I understand why it would amaze some people how well my memory is. My husband has a pretty good memory too. He's also blind and autistic. And we both have a pretty dang good memory, even back to when, like I said, we were both 2.5. And we both can tell you stories of our past. And in my opinion, I don't think it's rumination. I think it's reflecting. I think it's reminiscing. It's not so much dwelling. It's more of reflecting, reminiscing, remembering, and just really thinking deeply about these memories and sitting with them and just reflecting. And I can tell you that having a photographic memory is, there's upsides to it, but there's also downsides to it, because I even remember some of the crazy things that have happened. I'm not going to get into all that, but I remember some of the most craziest things that have happened to me in my life. So I would say having a photographic memory is a blessing, but I don't want to say a curse. That's not the right word. there's a downside to it. There's pros and cons. There you go. There's pros and cons to having a photographic memory, but I really try to look at the pros of having a photographic memory. Now, I think, and my husband and I were talking about this, I think it's not only are he and I autistic, but I think sometimes the blindness plays a big role with the photographic memory, because we rely so much, because we don't have the sight, so we rely so much on our other senses, our hearing, our touch, maybe our taste, our smell. But yeah, I think having a photographic memory is awesome. I think it's something that I really embrace, and I love it so much. And comment below if you have a photographic memory, but also comment below if you don't have a photographic memory. Maybe you have a good memory, but then there are times maybe you don't have the best of memory. I'm one of those people. Sometimes my memory is pretty dang good, but sometimes my memory is not always the best. I have a selective memory. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, I do not. I remember what I want to. Everything else just falls by the wayside. I'm just kidding. No. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.